Good morning to you. All right, so today is, and as per usual, I have no idea. Today is Thursday, May 21st, and it is 10:30 in the morning, Eastern Time. And, okay, hope you're having a great day so far. My name is Judy Menlove, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Markham, Ontario, Canada. So if you're on and watching, please say hello. If you're watching the replay, please say hi. Let me know where you're from. It's always nice to know that somebody's watching and I'm not talking to myself. All right, it's going to wait a second, and nobody's popped on yet, so I'm going to wait and see if somebody pops on and get us to see if I can get this to show up on my iPad. So just bear with me a minute. I will say this is the most disorganized I have ever been for a Facebook Live. So it should be quite interesting today. Yeah, I don't know why I'm so disorganized. I think, let me see where I want to be. Yeah. So I have the stamp camp thing I'm doing on Sunday. And yeah, so if you're in the GTA, it's too late to join this one, but, keep an eye open for probably October for the new September catalog that will be out. So anyway, yeah, so we're getting ready for Stamp Camp. So I've been so busy cutting and getting everything ready for that today's Facebook Live just kind of went by the wayside. But anyways, it should be good. It's going to be interesting. And I think I'm kind of organized now, kind of. I have got papers all over the desk, all over the floor. It is an absolute disaster area. I'm afraid to even walk anywhere because I don't want to scrunch all the papers that are all over the floor. All right. Okay, so what do I have? I have an announcement. It's a joining offer. So if you're interested in joining Stampin' Up, they have a great offer until the end of this month, till May 31st. You have, for $135, you get $165 worth of your choice of product. Plus you can get the new In Color ink pads. So this one is the Hydrangea Hue. You'll note that they are magnetic. Okay, so they're different. Okay, so you can get the new In Colors, all 5 of them, for free by joining. Or if you don't want the ink, or you already purchased the ink or whatever, then you can get an additional $50 in your choice of product. So instead of paying $135 and getting $165, you will get $215 in product. Okay. All right. So if you're interested in that or want more information, just leave me a comment and we can discuss it. So again, that's just till May 31st. Good morning, Rose. How are you? Did you do your little driveway, whatever it is I'm trying to say, your little driveway walk today to get yourself back in shape a little bit? I hope you're coming along nicely. All right. So I have no idea what this card is called. I think it's called a diagonal split front, but I could be wrong. So whatever it is. So today I have nothing to show you. I'm just going to make a couple of cards and we'll go from there. All right. So I'm going to turn the camera down. Maybe. Okay. Let's see how that works. Okay. I'll put this light on. Get rid of some of the shadow there. Okay. What a mess. Okay. All right. So I will show you one card I made just so you know what we're doing. So, this I did in crumb cake. Most of my, I think I'm going to stick to the white, but you can do whatever color you want. So this I did in crumb cake. I found a piece of DSP. You don't even have to use current stuff. This is what I love about this. You don't need any dies, don't need anything. All you need is your paper trimmer. Okay. And maybe some, whatever sentiments you've got hanging around, whatever DSP you've got hanging around. So it's great. You don't have to use anything current. And I didn't even have any, this is Blackberry Bliss, I think. I didn't have any gemstones, so I just colored it with my Blackberry Bliss blend because they didn't have anything that went with that. So, and I tried the crumb cake, but it didn't look very good. Anyway, so you see how it's kind of split, and then you can see, maybe you can't see that it's raised as well. So it's just put on with dimensionals. Oh, Rose, you've graduated to walking in the subdivision. Oh, that's good. That means you're on the mend. Very nice. Okay, so that's that. So I've got a piece of 5.5 by 8.5, and I've scored it at 4 1/4. So we're going to fold this over. And we'll give it a nice crease with the bone folder. Okay, I've taken this piece of white. I just started to do this last night, so I still might be confused. Actually, I think we'll do this one this way. Okay, so you can cut this piece. So this piece of paper, you can cut this however you want. Maybe you want it shorter up here. Maybe you want it longer up here. It doesn't have to be, this one's almost even. You can make the top, you can cut it whatever you want. There is no right or wrong, which is really great. Okay, so I'm going to pull my trimmer in. And let's see. I'm just going to kind of figure out kind of what I want to do, which I really don't know what I want to do. Okay, we're going to go this way. So I think I'm going to mark this at, we're going to go 1/2 inch. So I'm just going to give that a little pencil tick. You see that okay? All right, and I'm going to cut that down. So I'm going to cut it down to, I don't know, let's say 2 inches. Okay, you know, it doesn't have to be exact. Okay, 2 inches. And if it's not right, it doesn't matter. Nobody knows except you. And then I think the bottom, maybe we'll start around here. And we'll go down to, actually, I think I'm gonna, what do I want to do? You know what? Let me cut this first. Sometimes I can tell better if I cut first. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to put a pencil mark here. So we're going to come down to maybe there. Okay, let's try this. So cut it. If I don't like it, I'll do it again, right? So we're going to keep that piece there. And we're going to cut. All right, can you see this? Oh, that'll work really well, eh? Well, you can't see anything now, can you, eh? Let's put that over here. Okay, so there's my little pencil tick there. And there's my little pencil tick there. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, you can see it. All right, so I'm going to line those 2 pencil ticks up in the track here. Okay, and all right, so you can see that. All right, and then I'm going to cut that. So this piece, just save this piece for your scraps. I don't know if that's what I wanted to do, but anyways, let's see. Put my trimmer away there. Okay, I'll move this up so you don't have all those shadows. Although now you do have them all. There, that's better. Okay, so I've cut a piece of this DSP. And I don't know which way it goes. I think it actually goes this way, but we're going to do it sideways because that's what I want to do. It's a little short, but that's okay. And you know what? I cut this all wrong, you know, because that's what I do. Let's try this again. All right, so we want to go this way. Okay, so we're going to do roughly 1/2 inch, I said. I don't know. And 2 inches. I don't know what I did wrong here that I cut it all screwed up like that, but okay. So 1 and 2. Okay, so that would be good. And then we'll do around 3. And we're going to go to about here. All right, so let's try this again. Okay, that's better. I don't know what I did wrong before. All right, so again, we're going to line these up. I think I'm going to go up a little bit higher with that one. So again, you can change your mind. I thought that was a little on the low side, so. And then that will go along the bottom like that. I hope that's making sense. Some sort of sense to you. So kind of like that. And like that. So then you've got this big piece showing like that, which is actually kind of big. I think I'd rather have it up a little bit more. You know what? It's fine. Okay, I've got a piece of blueberry bushel, just a scrap, and bring my trimmer back in. I'm going to cut 1/2 inch off. And for that side, and another 1/2 inch. I know I'm not really making a lot of sense, but it'll all, trust me, it'll all come together. Hopefully. Okay. All right, so we're going to take this piece and we're going to put some glue on the back side of it. And we're just going to add a little bit of a border. Okay, just like we did on this one. Okay, just a little bit of a border. Okay. And this isn't right because that's based on a portrait size. Some days, I told you I was very disorganized this morning. Let me get another scrap here. Something that will be long enough. Let me see what I have in my stash. Tons of paper, but let me see if this one will work. Yep, that one's long enough. Okay, more paper to go on the floor. Yay! Excuse me. All right, so I need to cut this again at 1/2 inch. Doesn't have to be exactly 1/2 inch. It just kind of gives me an idea of what I'm doing. So 1/2 inch. Okay, put that over there, and we'll put the trimmer away again. And let's get rid of that. All right, so I'm just going to put this on my pad here, my silicone pad. And then we're just going to, you can add as little or as much as you want for the trim. And you know what? Oh no, that's right. I was thinking I glued that on the wrong side. Okay, I got a little bit of glue there. I'm just going to try and pick that up. Sometimes if you're fast enough, you can pick it up and don't have to try and get rid of it with your adhesive remover. Okay. And I'm looking for an eraser because I'm not sure if that's a pencil mark or what it is. So let me just see. No, it's just a mark. Of course. Okay. And let's do this one. Glue. Turn that over. A little bit of glue along here. And I'll put that back down there. I hope this is the right way. No, that's not what I want to do. I want to go this way. All right, so I just eyeball it. I'm just kind of looking at that one to see if it's close enough. I'm not real good at eyeballing, so good enough. Just good enough. I keep thinking this is not right. I keep thinking it's not right. Okay. All right, so and then we're just going to trim this off. No, that one's still a little wet, so I'm just going to wait a minute. So we'll trim that off. And we'll trim this one off. Get rid of this. And this one. And this one. Okay. I've got a pencil mark there. And one over here. So let me get rid of that. There we go. Okay, so we're going to glue this one on. So you're going to take your designer series paper. Oh, this designer series paper has to be the same size as your card. So this is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, and I'm just gonna turn that over the other way. We're gonna line that up as best we can. Okay, so it looks like my card is a little bit more than the 5 1/2. So I'm just going to trim that with my guillotine trimmer, so it just looks a little bit more even. And then, of course, that didn't work either. Some days are better than others, right? So we'll just trim it up with the scissors. There we go. Perfect. Oh, yeah, I should have just stayed in bed today. All right, so then we are going to pop this up with dimensionals. I don't like that hanging over there, so I'm not sure what I want to do with that. I don't know. I don't really want to cut it. But I don't like that, so let me think about it for a minute. Goes like that. Let's cut this little tip, this very little tip off here. That's the part that's bothering me, so there, that's better. Okay. All right, so now before you glue this on, as I've done this many times and screwed it up, you want to stamp. If you're going to stamp something, you want to stamp before you adhere it, because you're going to put it on with dimensionals. And once it's on, that's it. Actually, I think I'll stamp up here because it's bigger. It's a bigger piece. So I've just pulled out a whole bunch of my sentiments. And I think, let me see, what do we got here? Again, it doesn't matter if they're retired. I think I'm just going to do hello. That will work. Hello, hello. There we go. And I need a block. Ooh. And I need a blueberry bushel. I wonder where that may be. Okay. It was where it was supposed to be. Who knew? All right. I'll ink that up. And this is going on the top. So let's put it there. Okay. All right, so that's done. Hello, Jean. How are you today? All right, let me put that to one side. Move that over there. Find all my dimensionals that I just had. Oh, here they are. Okay. All right. So we're going to pop this up with dimensionals. And it's going to take quite a few. If you've got any of these things, this is even better. But I don't really have any right now. So we're just using these up, and then I can use those endings there. I don't like my stuff to be squishy, so you know I use lots of dimensionals. And I'm okay with that. And I think put one there. And one there. You know what? I'm just going to leave that one there. And then I can cut some of this. Let's peel that off. And put that on there like that. And I want to make sure that stays at the corner. So we'll just cut that little piece there. And put him on like that. Okay. And that one there. Okay. And you know what? I'm just going to put him right there in the middle. And then we're just going to pull all the backings off. Fun, fun, fun. Come on. I feel like I'm working in the shadows today. This is the fun part, pulling all these off. Okay. Oh. All right, so I have to kind of turn this sideways. So we're just going to line this up. There we go. That looks pretty good. And then we have to do the same thing on the bottom. Okay, just to there. That can go like that. And we'll take the long one here. And that can go along there like that. This one can go up here. Too many dimensionals, yeah, I know. But it's got to be raised, and you don't want it to be squished. Okay, so this piece here, no, we're just going to take that little piece there. Put that on there like that. Okay. It's so much easier with the strips like this. Actually, I could have used the foam pop-ups, or I could have used the other foam adhesive strips. But I actually like this better, so. All right, and then we're just going to put this one on. We'll line that up. There we go. Okay, now I need some embellishments. So I've got these garden epoxy dots. So I use these, and these are kind of cute. They have the little flower inside them. See that? So maybe I'll just use 2 of the regular ones. And I'll put one there. That little flower is cute. I'm going to use him. I got to put him right here where that mark is. And maybe we'll use another one over here. And you know what? I'm going to quit. That's it. We are done. Okay, so just pretty simple, all on an angle. This is too even for me. I didn't know it was going to be that even when I got it. So I Yeah, it's a little too even for me. I would have rather had it go more like that. But anyways, so that is that. I have one more card for you to do. And maybe it will all come together better. All right. So again, I've got 8.5 by 5.5, and we scored this at 4 1/4. This is the thick basic white. I like my cards to be firm. I find the regular basic whites too flimsy, so I always use the thick. Okay. Now I've already cut this. This is a 5.5 by 4 1/4 piece of designer series paper, and we're just going to glue that on. I want to glue that on now? Sure, why not? Let me think. Do I want to glue this on? Sure. If it wasn't supposed to be glued on, then, you know, so be it. Told you, it's one of those days. And these flowers go every which way but loose, so we're okay. There we go. Perfect. All right. So now I'm going to cut the same, I'm going to do the same thing in the white here. So now you don't have to do white. I just prefer the white. What am I looking for? Or maybe, yeah, I think we'll just do the white. Okay, so again, we're just gonna improvise. I have no idea where we're gonna cut this or what we're gonna do, so let's just guesstimate here. Okay, so I think we'll go about here. And we'll come down to about here. I don't even know what the measurements are. And we'll start about here and come down to about here. Okay, let's see what that'll look like. Actually, no, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to show you an easier one. Let me rub these out. You know, sometimes things just don't work. Okay, this one, I'm actually just going to do it straight. So this one's going to be, let me see, cut this about 2 inches. 1 3/4, 1 3/4-ish. Okay, we're going to put that like that. And then we'll do this one, maybe just 1 inch. Again, I'm guesstimating. I'm not really even measuring. Yeah, that's kind of nice. Okay, I'm happy with that. And then I have some, this is hydrangea hue, which is one of our new in colors. So we're just going to cut a 1/2 inch strip there. And a 1/2 inch strip here. Okay. And I'm done with this, I think. Okay. All right, and then we're just going to glue that onto that. All right, so we need to put a little bit of glue on this. Oh, that's way too much glue. Way too much. Where's all my scraps? Here we go. If I find it's too much, I just kind of find a scrap piece here, pull some of it off, and put it in the garbage. Okay. So we're going to line this up. I'll have about that much showing. That looks pretty good. Okay, and then we'll do this side. Then we'll put some glue on here. Maybe. There we go. And we'll line this one up. And they look pretty even. Okay. Now before, oh, that looks pretty. I have glue all over my fingers here. All right, so I have to stamp before I forget. What do we got here? What do we have? I have a nice thank you here. I think I will use that. No, maybe I'll use a happy birthday. Do I have a happy birthday? Not on here. Let me see. I have this little happy birthday. What will it look like? Let me see what it will look like. Happy birthday. Oh, it might be kind of small. It might be too small. Looks kind of lost. Okay. So we're not going to do that. We'll go back to the thank you. I can always use thank you cards. Will that fit? Yep. Okay, so I need another block. And my Hydrangea Hue ink pad, just over here. I'm going to ink that up. I'm just going to stamp this on scrap to make sure it's going to be okay. Yep. Okay. And we'll put it down here at the bottom. Perfect. Okay. And then we're going to pop this up with dimensionals. Okay, where are my dimensionals? Okay. All right, so I might be able to put a little less on because it's just straight. And again, I don't want it all sagging everywhere, so. So I tend to use lots, but that's okay. That means it won't sag. And one down there. You know what? Let's put one in the middle there. Okay, and we'll pull the backs off them. Hello, Brenda. How are you today? Nice to see you on. Hey, what'd you guys think of that great weather we had the last couple days? Well, not yesterday, but wasn't that a nice change? Oh, it was so friggin' hot. We got into the 30s. And I don't think anybody complained about the heat, that it was too hot, because we're so tired of being cold and below seasonal. So it was quite nice for a change. 2 days of summer weather. Woohoo! Everybody was out. I didn't see anybody staying in the house. All the neighbors were out. So it was quite nice. Nice to see everyone walking around in their shorts and t-shirts. And now we're back to below seasonal. Yep. Summer's coming, I hope, at some point. I know, I get carried away with my dimensionals, don't I? That's okay. All right. And we're just pulling all the backs off of these. I know, 100 dimensionals. Kind of reminds me of that 99 bottles of beer on the wall. feel like I've got 99 dimensionals here. Okay. I'm going to glue this one or put this one on. Stuck to my fingers. Good enough. Good enough. So now we need some embellishments. Okay, so I've got the 2026, 2028 in color dots. As you can see, the hydrangea hue is the only color I've used so far. So I think we'll put one there because I have a little mark on the paper there. So we'll cover that up. We'll put one over here. And I don't know, I feel like this needs more here. Maybe we'll just put one there. Maybe we'll use a couple of little ones. And put another one down here. Well, I can't leave 4 on. Just don't know where to have this. That looks like a little happy face, doesn't it, eh? I don't want to put that there. No, we'll just put it there. Done. Don't overthink it. Don't overthink it. Okay. So then that's this one. So like I said, it's just, it's raised. It's just a different look. I kind of like it actually. So we did these two. And then I did that one. And I have a couple more to show you. Oh, I did this one. And I did this one. So there we go. Move all that out of the way. So anyways, yeah, it's just a different, this one's actually my favorite. I don't know if it's the colors or what it is. This one just really pops for me. So anyway, that's my favorite one. This one's also pretty. Not sure how I feel about that one. This one I'm disappointed that I cut it so perfect. Somehow I managed to cut it so perfect. I don't like that. I like it to be offset a little bit. And then this one I like because it's just, to me, this one's very dainty. So my choices would be 1, 2, and 3. So anyways, that's all I've got for you today, guys. Wood embossing the white pieces. Yeah, I thought about that. Yeah, but then I can't stamp on it, and I didn't want to get into stamping on another piece and popping that up as well. So yes, you could do that. You definitely, Jean, you could put, you could emboss it for a little texture. These are just pretty simple, and I'm just going to keep them simple like that. But when you make one and put a little texture on it, send me a photo and let me see what it looks like. Okay, that's all I got today, guys. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you back here next Thursday at 10:30. All right, take care. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.